In this video, the game makes an absolute mockery of me. I have never felt so stupid in my entire life. I turned what was supposed to be a simple quest, completed with the mere click of a button, into an arduous journey which has surely aged me many years, and almost causes me to crash out multiple times. This is Crimson Desert. Yo, is that Talion? It looks like Talion, just much more shiny. Maybe Talion if you went to like a Diddy party or something. Okay, this looks good. This looks good, I think. But I am going to adjust my settings based off of a TikTok that I saw. Yo, look at the orc. Oh god, he doesn't really look like an orc. He looks sort of almost too nice to be an orc. It's like they've taken the orc-elf slider and they've moved it way more over to elf. Right, let's get into the story. One of our companions recently fell, which is why there's a bunch of swords stuck in a grave. We pour one out for him. And then I explore the in-game camera Shadow of War style. It actually looks pretty goddamn good. Look at this shiny Talion. But then we are attacked by what looks to be bear people. Our best friend, the Reddit mod orc, gets his moment to look badass. Before we jump in and save him, and I gotta say I really do enjoy the combat in this game so far. It just feels good, you feel powerful. You get this shimmer that goes through your entire body whenever you defeat an enemy, and it just sort of feels good. It feels like I'm actually somewhat strong at the beginning of the game, but then one of the bear people pulls out this attack, which rattles me to my core. But after that minor mishap, I'm able to get back up and finish off these bear folk. The atmosphere in this fight looks absolutely awesome. I mean, look at this with all the flames, the smoke, the rain. This looks class. If not, a little bit blurry. Another one of my friends then gets kicked into the river, which gets me very excited because there's clearly going to be a Spartan kick ability. But Spartan kicking will have to wait for now as I'm introduced to a new powerful move, which absolutely obliterates 4 of them at once. I then fumble my way through fighting the rest of the lads because the controls are a little bit complicated. And this all leads to me being confronted by my first nemesis.
Cliff, long time, miss me?
I don't even know who you are.
I expected better.
Myurdin then says grab him and he starts going absolutely goddamn mental. I also think that I land some good blows on him, but he just counters it with pure raw bear strength. This guy is definitely a league above me at this point. So I start trying to take out his lads around the outside of the battlefield. I thought I was doing alright, but then I was hit by a massive flurry of Myurdin's attacks. He then takes this opportunity to give me the ultimate insult in all of fantasy. He Boromirs me.
But you're just Boromir.
But at this point I was still pretty optimistic about my survival chances.
What's that? Got something to say?
Until he stabs me twice in the gut and then slits my throat. He then does the ultimate action movie trope and throws me into the river.
Give Gian my regard.
Don't these guys know that you're never supposed to throw the hero into a river? Like many of the fantasy games that I play, I thought for sure that I am dead. Unless, of course, I have a magical ring. Or should I say a magical bracelet to keep me alive.
The One Ring.
Ah, now this game feels more like home. But before I can be brought back to life, I have to complete the obligatory tutorial obstacle course, which teaches me how to traverse. I then learn this sword light reflection skill, which is going to be very annoying in the future whenever I have to do tedious puzzles. I then get another cutscene where I am once again given my special One Ring bracelet. This seemingly grants me divine power and brings me back to life. I expected this to look very, very cool.
Greymane. Greymane?
But what actually happened was the camera panned down and I was kind of just sitting there.
Why don't we go inside?
Just sitting there peacefully after being Boromir, being stabbed twice in the gut, and then having my throat slit. I get up and then I head straight over to this massive troll-like creature. What the hell is this?
It's time I moved on.
Cliff tells me to move on, but no, I am so intrigued by just what exactly this thing is. And also that there is fishing in the game. This is going to be truly amazing. But I can't fish quite yet, which makes me very angry. The game then completes another very popular trope, where the man who's helping me is seemingly exploited and beaten up by corrupt guards and or bandits. And of course they drastically underestimate just how strong my character is. Despite me standing there menacingly with war paint on my face, a sword, a shield, and a bow and arrow. Once I take care of these very, very stupid bandits, my friend gives me a new horse, and then we head off through the countryside in search of our first town. And I gotta say, the game does look pretty goddamn great.
That horse seems fond of you, Greymane.
We then arrive at this beautiful castle, which becomes the bane of my existence. But before we get into that, look at this cool orc that I spot. This is much more like it. Look at this guy. I don't really know what's going on with the different skin tones, but look at how cool he looks. That's much better than whoever the hell my friend was back at my camp. I then try to approach the gate, but I'm not wearing the right attire.
Stop.
I'll handle this. Do you have any idea what's past this gate? You can't just stroll in there, dressed like that.
Little did I know at the time that getting into this castle would become such a huge ordeal for me. And it all just comes down to my own stupidity. But before we get into that, here's a lovely dog. I learn his name, Jindo, and I immediately want to steal him forever. I then spot another troll, and I'm immediately thinking, what is it going to be like to fight these guys? I then pet another dog who has the very creative name of White Dog. I then discover probably the most amazing mechanic in the game, which is that I can just carry a cat around randomly, and the cat does not try to leave. You can just carry this little guy anywhere you want to go. So I continue searching around the city with my new cat companion.
Food.
Until I very sadly have to put the cat down to compete in an arm wrestle.
Let's have at it, right?
Which of course, being bloody Cliff, I absolutely smashed. I then meet a very interesting looking religious man before I spot a sellsword who has a crazy set of armor. I try to be nice to him, but all he says to me is this.
Think you can cross a free sword and walk free?
Goddamn sellsword in his fancy armor. Only thinks you can beat me because I'm carrying a cat. I then see a guy which I thought was a deer person at first, but then I realize he's wearing the deer helmet.
Craving a proper roast tonight.
That is the coolest thing I've ever seen. I 100% need this.
The best cats all get sent off to the castle.
Wow, he's just obsessed with meat as well. I then continue exploring the town where I come across this guy that just hurls himself off the roof. These two just start freaking out at each other, so I decide to step in.
Can't even handle cleaning a bloody chimney.
Apparently the guy was trying to unclog his chimney. I mean, look at their house. It is literally burning down. Maybe you stop the fire before you unclog the chimney. Look at this house. Look at the amount of smoke. It's going to absolutely stink.
I was hoping that fall would knock some sense into you.
Anyway, I grab the broom, I climb up onto the roof, and I unclog the chimney. And then when I get back down, these two are absolutely going at it.
You've done me a huge favour there. Would you come off it, woman?
Look at him.
Then something big happens that I did not realize at the time. After completing this minor quest, they actually give me the exact attire I need to get into the castle. But I straight up didn't see it, so I have no idea that I have that in my inventory. I then discover an element of the game that I absolutely love, and that is to cook. So I decide to cook the only thing that I really can right now, which is an apple. And admittedly, it does look a little bit different in the animation. Ah, yes. Apple. I then examine this key which an old man gave me, and this gives me the quest to enter the castle. The castle which I'm not wearing the right attire for, ... it's actually in my inventory, but because I was just given this quest, I believe that I'll get in anyway. So I traverse all the way up to the castle, only to get rejected in the exact same way again.
You can't just stroll into the castle, dressed like that. Watch out for that one.
And because I was told that this game doesn't handhold at all, I think that I need to go and track down a tailor and buy some nice clothes myself. So I track down the tailor's who's just sitting completely alone in a pitch black room.
There you are. Why are you in the dark?
So I browse her wares and I find this lovely cloth cap. I open my inventory to equip it, and that's where you can see the exact outfit that I need at the top of my inventory. So I simply think that this hat must be enough. I look fabulous right now. Surely they couldn't reject me from the castle in the exact same way yet again. And they don't. Because this time they don't even acknowledge me. I'm not even there to them. They've clearly seen just how fabulous I've become with my brand new hat, and they are intimidated by me. So my little monkey brain thinks, wow, the hat didn't work. I must just need more clothes. So I head back to the tailor's, and I buy this lovely banquet cloak. Surely something called banquet cloak is gonna be enough to get into this castle. So I open my inventory yet again to equip my new cloak, and yet again I ignore the outfit at the top. And here comes the final yet again. I head back to the front gate. I thought for sure I was gonna get in this time, but no, they gave me the exact same excuse and the exact same animation as before. So I take a step back, I think, and the conclusion that I come to is, my clothes must not matter at all. I must have to break into this castle. Yes, that is the only way. So I traverse the castle walls, jump straight down, and for some reason I thought that the guards wouldn't react to me. I thought that I was gonna fit in with my brand new hat and cloak. But no, they chase me, and then whenever I try to run into the inner gate, that is when I am tackled by a man who clearly knows Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He immediately takes full mount, punches me repeatedly in the face while the other guy tries to stab me with his spear, and then they throw me on my ass out of the castle.
That's a strange one.
So logically, I decide to give up. I'm sure that the mystery of how to get into this impenetrable castle will surely reveal itself. So I get on my horse and I go for a bit of a wander. I spot some more of these blood bandits by the side of the road, and I decide to blow off a little steam. After playing the game for a few hours, I definitely think that the combat is the best part of the game. And from seeing the build-up videos to this game online, I can see just how expansive the combat is gonna get. It's honestly a little bit complicated at this point, but I just know that whenever I'm finally able to master it, it's gonna be extremely satisfying. After slaying all those mercenaries, I randomly come across a goose, and I learned that I can just pick up random animals that I see. Not knowing what to do with it, I decide to release it and toss it back into the water. Oh, thank God. Oh my God. I thought I killed it. I then randomly spot this horse in the wilderness, and I decide to try and tame it. And thankfully I can say that I was able to tame this horse first try. Yeah, first try, yeah. Definitely first try. This mechanic and minigame definitely didn't make me want to rip my eyes out multiple times. I definitely didn't have to Google how to do this. Yes, it was first time. Believe me, believe me. I then head back into the town where I discover a church, and inside a man with a shop. And when I go to look, there's a very interesting item there for 10 silver. A St. Halsius's visitor pass. My monkey brain starts to work yet again, and I immediately believe that this is the pass that I need to get into the castle. So I start selling absolutely everything in my inventory to try and get enough funds to buy this visitor pass.
May all return to Solomon's embrace.
With the pass now secured, I sprint on off, excited to finally experience life inside the castle. The good life. The life that my hat deserves.
Hang on now.
I'll handle this. Do you know what's past this gate?
What the hell do you want from me? I'm wearing the hat. I'm wearing the cloak. I bought a visitor pass for God only knows what. What do you want from me? After calming down, I then do an extensive peruse through my inventory, looking at everything that relates at all to this quest, and how the hell to get into this castle. And that's when I finally spot it. Another chance to climb over the walls and break in. This surely must be the only way. This is what the game wants. It wants me to break in. This game doesn't hold hands, I've heard, so this seems like the only logical explanation for me. I sneak in on this upper balcony past the guards, but I am very annoyed to find that all of the doors are seemingly locked. I then jump down, ready to sprint past these guards, and find the answers to this mystery key.
Get out of my way, you son of a bitch!
I even do an epic slide past them, only to find the door locked. and guarded by another black belt in Muay Thai. And once he gets the full mount, it's already over. Chucked on my ass again. I am completely demoralized.
Stay away, for good.
What do you say to a pint later?
Absolutely.
I open my inventory yet again to check that I've not missed anything. I check out my boots, I check out my cloak, and that's when I spot it. Hernandian attire. When the hell did I get this? When the... No! Oh my god. Please. Please tell me that's not been there the entire time. This better not fucking work. This. Oh.
Hang on now.
Oh my god, the dialogue is different. It's... How long was that in my flipping inventory? God damn it. Also, they just like looked at me and said I don't look like a threat. Is that because of my hat? God damn it. But I had done it. I had overcome this mental gymnastics. I had solved and conquered probably what I imagined to be the most difficult quest in the entire game. Possibly one of the most difficult quests in all of gaming. And now I was ready to reap the rewards and find out exactly what this mystery key is for. I enter the main hall and I go into the correct room first try. I definitely didn't have to Google it. I open the chest and that's when a crazy door appears. Which obviously, I instantly go through without a second thought.
Well, I'm freaking out a little bit.
After getting out of the portal, a bird lands on me and then gives me this very interesting grabby claw move. This will no doubt come in handy in the future whenever I have to do some tedious puzzles. This unlocks a door that leads me into this massive hall, and of course, there's a goddamn wizard inside.
Ah, I've been waiting for you. Why did you summon me?
After speaking with him for a little bit, I head on outside and I complete another puzzle. This time, utilizing a new nature strike move. The bird then turns into a bloody woman.
You bloody woman.
And of course my claw has no effect on her. She yaps for a little bit and then pushes me off the edge. And that's where I learned that I thankfully have the powers of a crow.
They gave you the power to fight like a crow.
So I use my newly found crow powers to glide onto the ground very gracefully. I then head over to this watchtower, which has apparently been taken over by bandits. This is going to be the most people I've ever fought at once. But I'm able to beat them all up until the final two decide to retreat. I then use a flaming arrow to open the door. I find and immediately put on a very weird helmet which lets me see memory fragments. I then head back into town where I get into a bit of a conflict with these sellswords.
You're looking for grey maids. Huh?
Oh, what do we have here?
Look at this. I think a grey man's gone and found us.
I've long wished to test my skills against a grey mane. I hope you live up to the legends.
One of them wants to fight me, so I'm happy to oblige.
Give it your all, grey mane!
I keep my distance and start laying arrows into him right when this random civilian decides to charge into the middle of the fight. I think I'm doing pretty well until he throws out this mental kick move. But much like the Taskmaster from Marvel, I'm able to learn moves that I see. So despite him hitting me with it a second time, I'm able to get back up and then immediately use it on him. I then utilize my nature palm strike before slashing him loads.
Do it like you mean it!
Oh, big kick! How do you like it, motherfucker? I then combine my knee-learned kick with a few of my other skills to eventually beat this challenger. But very annoyingly, the game doesn't actually give me the option to decide whether he lives or dies. He kind of just does the badass trope of, yeah, good fight, you're strong, no, you're strong. And then he walks off into the distance. The fact that you can learn new moves mid-combat from your opponent is such a great feature. Overall, I'd say I'm definitely enjoying this game. The combat is for sure the best part so far. Let me know in the comments, guys. Would you like to see more videos in